Hey, beautiful souls. Welcome to Truth Seeker Insights, where you're free to uncover your truths. My name is Quashana, and this is a safe space for us to share our stories, our knowledge, and our resources. Now, today I wanted to expand on the last video I posted titled The Truth About Unfair Treatment, No Hours, and Burnout in Today's Work Culture. So I ended up setting up a bunch of different clips that I was able to find from TikTok. And we are going to do a reaction video today because I thought that it would be a great idea for us to touch back on the last video by just, you know, being able to see some of the different individual stories that are dealing with the issues or who have already dealt with the issues, whether they're currently going through it or they may have already been there, just to know that there's somebody else out there that's going through something similar to what you may have experienced or may be experiencing definitely can help. I know it helps me, and that's why I'm creating this community of like-minded individuals who wouldn't mind sharing their stories, who would love to be able to discuss different things. And if anything, I mean, it's a very helpful space because maybe you might receive some knowledge that you didn't have before. You may find out about some resources. So, I mean, all of that information can be left down inside of the comments as well. So you never know, you might across some information that you needed. So I'm going to go ahead and get everything going and started for us.
I'm gonna need these companies to get it together quickly, expeditiously, because I'm not understanding how you have a sign, like a big sign in front of the store that says now hiring, just for you to do the interview with people, have interviews scheduled back to back to back, right? Start the onboarding process just to let you know that they don't have enough hours.
I'm going to be pausing the video throughout the time frame of us doing the reactions. I just wanted to mention for this one is definitely a red flag if you go in and they're already letting you know that there's no hours available, and the employees don't even have hours available, and you're supposed to be getting hired. You're in the hiring process, the onboarding process. Wow.
To put you on the schedule and to let you know you're not the only one. There's tons of employees working there that have like no scheduled days for the week. But they're hired, they're employees, they're working there. But y'all don't have enough hours for everybody. But you have a big sign in front of the store that says now hiring.
If you guys check out my last video, as I mentioned, this is the reaction to that video to kind of correlate and tie things together. Um, this is what I speak on. How are you hiring, but you don't have hours available? That's over hiring, and whatever they're getting ready for, it seems like they're gearing up so that they can be ready for that, season. If it happens to become an influx, they'll have people on hand. However, that's unfair to her because she's getting hired and expecting to get hours, and then, she's not able to get anything.
And you're actively interviewing and hiring people. But you have no hours to give, unfortunately. Make it make sense. I'm really trying to figure out, like, make it make sense. I take the ball, I bounce
And hers mentions your current job doesn't have hours, so you get a new job, and then that one doesn't even have hours either. That's crazy.
I shoot, I miss it. I just got paid, and all I paid for was my phone bill and the remainder of my rent, which was $100. Now I'm broke. That was only two things. How are people surviving? I work in healthcare. And the funny thing is, they're so quick to cut your hours and not say anything.
That's the unfair part. And that's normally, the thing. Companies don't mind cutting hours and stuff when it benefits them. However, they don't think about the fact of their employees or their contractors being affected by them, just cutting hours. So that's the type of things that they don't think about. And like she mentioned, she says, I still have groceries, electric, gas. I definitely can understand that in this economy right now. I mean, if you're not getting hours and you're not getting paid enough, and you're having two jobs and still not making ends meet, then that is such a problem. And she's in the nursing field. From what I've heard, just by knowing people in the nursing field, I heard that it's good pay. I mean, depending on what is good for you, it may not be, something that you like to do, but however, it is a good field to go into in reference to the pay, from what I've heard.
But it takes forever for them to give you hours. Like, I have two jobs, by the way. One of my jobs literally cut me off, no explanation, no nothing. And that was last month. And this isn't the first time they did it. The first time they did it was January. And I was out of a job until March. Still enrolled in the job. I just don't have a schedule. I'm like, how can y'all do this? I haven't worked
Mhm.
for 60 days. There's no way I'm still at y'all's job. Oh, well, the ladies' vouchers came back and they said that they wanted you back. No, find somebody else, because when I asked y'all for this, like, no. They are so quick to make you lose money, but then they want to take their slow, precious time, adding more hours, adding more shifts. How are we supposed to survive?
She's absolutely correct. How do they expect you to survive? The system isn't built for us, of course, as we all know. A lot of things in this world, it seems that it's not set up for us to be able to benefit from, although we've been taught that it is supposed to be beneficial for us. But I understand how she feels because I've been in that situation. Um, I understand. Like, you have to have hours in order to make the money. I mean, if you're not working, where's that money coming from? So, I mean, and then she had to end up getting two jobs at that. And I have had two jobs. I understand. So, I mean, it's just sad.
So would he explain to me why my company hired 26 new people in my position when I'm part-time? I show up for all my shifts. I call them constantly begging for more hours. I'm clearly a responsible person who wants to work, who wants to do my job, but they refuse to give me full-time employment, but they're going to go hire 26 new part-time people in my position. They could have hired 25 and at least.
And for him, companies hires 26 new employees but refuses to give existing employees full time. That definitely sounds like they're trying to save on their end. And they're not allowing him to go full time, which would benefit him, but probably not them, because it may be a little more that they would be asking for from their client. And it would be probably better for them to just get a bunch of part time employees. But that's very unfortunate. How unfair.
Given me full time. I don't know why they do this.
What is it, Tyrone?
Hey boss, how are you?
I'm fine, and yourself?
I'm okay. I'm just calling because I noticed you only scheduled me for 2 hours today, and I live 45 minutes away, so I was just wondering, do I have to come in today?
If you're on the schedule and you're scheduled for 2 hours, obviously you're
Because it's only 2 hours, and I live 45 minutes away. So by the time I get there and drive back, I would have driven about the same time that I would have been working. You know what I mean?
okay, but you're scheduled to be working, so that doesn't make an excuse. Are you trying to call out?
Okay, boss. I don't think you're understanding. 2 hours of work is like $20. So
Listen to that. I mean, if he's driving about an hour away, 2 hours away for work, I think he said an hour away. That is, and he's making $10 an hour, like he said, in his hourly pay, that's $20. That, if depending on your vehicle, and I know for sure in this economy right now, that's not filling up your tank. So he's basically not even making what he's using in gas. So he's not able to get back and forth to work off what he's making.
I just it's not worth it. My gas is about $30 to get there and back.
Okay, so then it must not be worth it for you to still have a job then.
No,
is that the case?
no, that is that I do want my job and I do like my job. Don't get me wrong, but it's just not worth it for me to come in for 2 hours.
Okay, well then if you don't like the work that we're giving you, you can go ahead and get another job then.
No, no, boss, that's unnecessary. There's no reason for me to get another job. That, you know what I mean?
No, I don't know what you mean. Go ahead and get another job, Tyrone, because obviously this isn't working out for either one of us. So it makes no sense for me to keep you here, especially if I put you on the schedule and you can't stay.
Okay, boss. You know what? I will come in for the 2 hours then, if that's what's needed.
No, you know what, Tyrone? I don't like your attitude, so you're fired.
Poor Tyrone, just because he's speaking up and trying to see if his boss will work with him, he ends up basically fired just because he wanted to try to, have his boss to work with him. How unfortunate.
Okay, this is the end of our working relationship.
What?
Yeah, you're done.
No, no,
You're done.
boss, that's not necessary. It really isn't.
It is necessary. Maybe you should have changed
Boss,
your
please,
attitude.
please, no, no, no. Actually, you know what? The 2 hours is fine. It's fine.
Right. I'm gonna go ahead and give that to someone else. So don't worry about coming in.
Boss, please.
Crazy.
We can work something out.
Just crazy. So unfortunate, Tyrone. Just crazy.
Good morning, guys. Dustin Whitey, you here. Do you know what grinds my gears? You hear about this all the time. People who work part-time positions at a job, and maybe they're not a very good employee. Maybe they're a crappy employee. Maybe someone just doesn't like them. Who really knows the case? Fact is, if this business may consider them a terrible employee, but do they get rid of them? No. Instead, they drop their hours down to almost zero. One girl was telling me she got 5 hours on the schedule for that week. 5. Can you live off of 5 hours on a schedule?
No, you can't live off of 5 hours on a schedule. What if you're only getting paid $10 an hour? Again, we go back to that. Imagine. You can't. 5 hours on a schedule is ridiculous. Let's get back to the video.
Likely not. Would be nice. But no. And I asked her, I'm like, how come you just don't quit? And she goes, Dustin, I can't quit. I'd be ineligible for unemployment. I've been working here for years. I'd rather they just gave me the hours. I'm looking for a new job, but I haven't found anything yet. My only thought is, businesses, where do you get off? Making millions of dollars a day, and instead of just getting rid of a person you consider to be a crappy employee, you decide to ruin their life.
How unfortunate, too. She has to stay at that job where she's not getting any hours. They've reduced her hours. And she has to stay there because she knows that if she basically leaves, then she doesn't qualify for unemployment, which I mentioned in the last video of, there's not many, programs out there to assist people who, are going through certain things. Um, and then also just mentioning the fact that if she does decide to wait on them to terminate her, then she can qualify. But basically, she cannot leave unless, they terminate her contract, and then she'll be able to qualify for unemployment. How unfortunate as well.
Hey guys, thanks for coming in today. I just wanted to, as you can see, we hired some new people, and I wanted to address that, let you guys know what's going on, keep you informed. Basically, we had to hire some more people because Wolfie is no longer with us, unfortunately, um, and we're going to be cutting everyone's hours. Everyone going to be getting a little bit less hours because coverage is hard without Wolfie here. You guys have any questions?
Yeah, how many hours are we getting this week?
Oh yeah, so you guys will be getting, depending on seniority, between one.
That key word, depending on seniority. I talked about that in my last video. Again, you can go check it out. It does correlate with this one. This is the follow up, as I wanted to do a reaction and kind of tie in some other people's experiences to match up to that specific video, which this is great. As I mentioned, I found these on TikTok, as we can see. I did not find anything on YouTube. It was very hard trying to find stuff. So I had to go over to TikTok and actually look for some videos in reference to this issue, as it is a big issue. However, it seems like it's silent over here on YouTube regarding this matter. But on TikTok, they are loud and proud.
Hour a day and 1 hour every other day. And yeah, we would also, just a side note, we would like for you to have open availability and really make this a priority. Some of you have been, not coming in on your days off or whatever because you had to go to your kids' play or whatever. So if you guys could just make this a priority, we would appreciate that. Any other questions? All right, thanks, team.
January is the worst time for people that work in retail or any sort of hospitality job. Could tell me why hours go from about 40 or 50 hours a week to 10 or 20 hours.
And this is a great one as well, a great video. He mentions during the holidays, which is correct. Normally, as I mentioned in my last video, is considered the term that I know as the surge week, meaning that this their busier time frame of their month or year or what have you, because of the client giving them a large amount of hours. That's their busiest time, when they expect to have a certain amount of phone calls or sales or what have you. So therefore, they have more hours available for their employees or contractors.
Yeah, right now I'm not really suffering from this issue. Obviously, I'm a manager. I get a lot of hours anyways. But last year and the year before, when working just as a common team member, my hours get reduced from 6 days, 7 days to 2 or 3. They will only start looking for a new job or a second job because how am I supposed to survive on flipping 2, 3 days a week? Yeah, 20 hours a week. That's not sustainable. Honestly, I feel so bad for people that are suffering from this because I can't lie. I remember my very first January that I actually worked. I must have been working in one job. Yeah, my hours got reduced to 20 hours. That's when I applied for Wingstop. Then when I got into Wingstop, bro, I was gassed. Obviously, it was Wingstop. Wingstop always bangs in it. Yeah, obviously back in them days. Yeah, but the hours that came out of Wingstop, bro. I remember when I first started, I must have worked for like a 2 weeks and a half straight, not a single day off. Because that's how busy it was. That's how many hours they had. Yeah. And the journey after that, yeah, I must have moved to a different Wingstop in Brum. And obviously, Brum ain't as busy as London sometimes. So the hours there were.
And he's located in London, from the information that I heard in the video. Obviously, he's saying that he moved from one wing stop to another, and their hours basically changed. So they cut the hours from him. They took the hours away from him.
That's why I started doing this horrible Nando's commute job. And I just couldn't be asked. That's when I flipping quit Nando's and just transferred to Busy Wakes Up in Brum. And obviously, life was calm. But yeah, man, if your hours are low in January, I just find a second job. That's probably the only solution because I highly doubt your manager will give you more hours. So you find a second job and just do 2 jobs at once.
Alright, somebody tell me, is it legal for companies to just stop putting you on a schedule? Just give you 0 hours without terminating you, telling you've been fired, nothing.
That's a great question. So this question that she's asking, Ash, that's a great question.
Just stop scheduling you. This happened to me back in 2016, and this happened to my friend in 2022, and it's looking like it's going to happen to her again in 2023. And this just doesn't feel right. How is that legal?
You don't have to worry about your boss outsmarting the law because this doesn't work. If you make a
This is a great follow-up video to Asha's video. I wanted to make sure I put this in right after because as I mentioned, we can always use some knowledge in reference to these videos. So this is a great video that attorney Ryan ended up posting, and I came upon on his TikTok channel, as he has many more, where he's talking about employers taking away hours, excuse me, from their actual employees. I don't know if he has it specifically for contractors, but I'm quite sure he has, potentially some videos on there about that too. But thank you, Attorney Ryan. Like I said, he has some awesome videos.
protected complaint, missing wages, harassment, whatever it is. And the employer responds by saying, well, we're not going to fire you because that would be illegal, but we're going to cut your hours. That's still retaliation and it's still illegal, and your damages are proved by how much money you lost when they cut your hours. If they cut you down to near zero, it's still pretty much termination. I mean, they took all your hours away. So a situation like this, in theory, first time you hear it, if you're not a lawyer, it sounds scary, but I see this all the time. It does not make your case harder to prove.
Yeah. And I want to pause this one. Hers is, it has been 3 weeks and my employer has still not given me any hours. I've put in more applications than I can count. I have been calling so many people, yet not a single word. Does anyone have any suggestions on what to do for me? So this is another person, and these are not all within, of course, this year. I've just come upon some videos and I wanted to create a reaction just to kind of let others know if you're questioning things and you've come upon these videos because you're searching and trying to see, oh man, is there anybody else going through this? There is. Whether they're going through it or they've been through it, you have somebody that you can kind of look back on and some videos that you can kind of correlate with and be like, okay, well, I know I'm going through this, at least I have somebody that I can, see and understand and, basically be able to connect with.
Hey, what's up, boss?
Hey Tyrone, I'm gonna need you to go ahead and go home for the day.
Excuse me?
Yeah, go ahead and take the rest of the day, and it's gonna be unpaid.
No, boss. I have rent due on first. Like, I can't.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's not how it works.
I'm sorry, guys. I had to throw another video in here of Tyrone. I think that his videos are pretty funny, and I came upon another one, so I think that this one is pretty cool and it's funny.
So we can't afford
Let's
to have you
listen.
here today.
Boss, I can't. I have rent due on the first, and I'm salary, so I technically don't I get paid for today?
No, you only get paid for the hours you work. So
What?
yeah, we're not busy, Tyrone.
Wait, you guys can do that?
Yeah, we always deduct when you're not here.
Boss, no, I really, like I said, I have rent that's due, and I
You need to maybe manage your money better. You're eating Chick-fil-A, but you have rent due?
I'm sorry, guys. So his boss is telling him that he needs to manage his money better. However, they don't have the hours for him, and who knows how much he's getting paid. Even though this is a skit, it is definitely funny and it definitely happens to people. It's just so unfortunate. Like the jobs really don't care. He's telling him that he needs to basically be frugal and budget and don't spend out on himself, eating Chick-fil-A. He needs to make his sandwiches at home instead, some meal, some, bread. You got your meat, you make that at home. You don't need to buy you any Chick-fil-A. You need to be frugal.
I got Chick-fil-A because I had no other food. I didn't have any food at my place.
Sounds like you need to budget better then.
Budgeting better?
Yeah, you have no rent money, but yet you're eating
Boss,
Chick-fil-A.
that's besides the case. Again, I spend money on what I enjoy, and I enjoy Chick-fil-A, but I also calculated that I'd have enough money after working today and tomorrow for rent.
You enjoy Chick-fil-A, but you're getting ready to be homeless, so that makes no sense.
Are you, boss? Please don't do this to me.
We already did.
Boss, please. Okay. Look, I really need the job. Like, I please.
No, in fact, we don't need you here at all, Tyrone. You're fired. So.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I am serious. Have a good one. Take care.
Again, poor Tyrone. Poor Tyrone in these skits. But thank you guys for joining me today. I definitely appreciate it. I would love for you to join me again as I create some more reaction videos. And I'm going to be posting some more videos very soon regarding some other topics. I'll create a short, just putting the information out there prior to me creating that video so that you guys are able to know that I've put the video up. And I just ask that you have a great rest of your day. Again, thank you for stopping by my channel, Truth Seeker Insights. My name is Quishana. Please go ahead and click that subscribe button. I would definitely appreciate it if you guys would join me here and turn on your notifications so that you're notified whenever, I post. You'll be able to go ahead and check out the video. It might be something that's very informative for you. Again, I do affirmations, so there's different videos on here to help you if you want to try to do some self-care, some self-development, maybe, some inner healing. This is the spot for you right over here. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the video again. Thank you guys for checking my video out. Hopefully you'll check out my other videos. Have a great weekend, a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.